SuperTalk Mississippi media production. It's time to talk about dogs.
Bulldogs have won it.
Talkin Dawgs, that is, with Robbie Faulk, right here on SuperTalk 100.9.
This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9 in the Golden Triangle, supertalk.fm, the SuperTalk app, and anywhere you get podcasts. This is Robbie Faulk. Thank you for joining me on this gloomy Wednesday in Starkville, Mississippi. Been a little rainy this week, been a little cold. Football season has come to a close, but folks, it's really about to heat up. And when I tell you it's about to heat up, I mean it. A lot about to happen in the college football world. A lot about to happen for Mississippi State, and there's some things that we're going to talk about right here on this show for the next hour of your time here on Super Talk. Thank you for joining me. I want to remind you, you can download this in podcast form anywhere you get podcast. Just go to your app, whether it be the Apple Podcast or Spotify, type in Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk. Do it the old country way, Talkin with a little apostrophe. That's how I like to do things. You do that, you'll find my podcast, and you don't have to listen to it every single Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. if you're that kind of person. I know we have regimented people out there. They like to listen on the radio. Thank you. I appreciate you for supporting your local radio station in Starkville, Mississippi, and also Super Talk appreciates that as well. Folks, we have such a great week ahead. Mississippi State football has concluded for the season. The Bulldogs fall 38-19 in the Egg Bowl. You all watched it. Some of you were there. It was not what a lot of Mississippi State fans wanted, but the drama that has unfolded after that has been wild. I don't know if I could have predicted it to unfold the way that it did with Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss, but it's been wild nonetheless. Mississippi State was not the recipient of anything good that came out of that as far as the game is concerned, but if you're a Mississippi State fan that's been wanting to get rid of Lane Kiffin for the last 6 years, I guess something good came from it. Lane Kiffin is now the head coach at LSU. He was announced at a press conference on Monday. It's newsworthy to people in the state of Mississippi because that man was as much of a lightning rod as I've ever seen inside this state when it comes to sports of any kind. A guy that I would say is as polarizing as it gets. Either you love him or you hate him. Everybody's got an opinion on the guy. Everybody knows who he is, whether you follow sports or not, because he's extremely active on Twitter. He's become somewhat of an internet troll, and it apparently is a troll in real life as well if you're an Ole Miss fan and you've seen everything that's really unfolded over the last few days. Did not leave on good terms. He actually left to a sea of middle fingers from the frat guys from Ole Miss at the airport on, what day was that, Sunday? So it was quite the exit for Lane Kiffin, and Pete Golding is now the head coach for Ole Miss. You've all seen that. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get into the next segment, as well as the Egg Bowl. But what I really want to talk about the most when we get into our next segment is where does Mississippi State go from here? Because circling back to the Mississippi State side of things, a lot was made about Lane Kiffin. That was pretty much the story going into the Egg Bowl, especially for the national media. It was there was a slew of national media at the game. Most of them didn't even come into the outside portion of the press box and watch the game. They were all just sitting and congregating inside the lobby, watching the game on TV with even some Ole Miss media, and didn't even pay attention to the game. They were there specifically for what was going to happen post-game with Lane Kiffin. Didn't really learn anything post-game, but that was the storyline. Mississippi State side of things, there's still a program that has got to get better. And you have a now third-year head coach, Jeff Lebby, as we turn the calendar now for Mississippi State into year 3. Jeff Lebby has got to fix it for the Bulldogs. He was better this year. They go from 2 wins to 5, but they go from 0 SEC wins to 1. And he's yet to win an SEC game inside Davis-Wade Stadium. Something has got to change, and a lot of things really need to change for Jeff Lebby moving into year 2. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk about some of those things that Mississippi State's got to do to get back on track inside the SEC. Plenty of that and more coming your way here on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on Super Talk 100.9. We'll be right back.
At Bank Oklahoma, we treat our customers like neighbors, and usually they are. You're more than just an account number. At Bank Oklahoma, you have a name, a family, and hopes and dreams for your financial future. I'm Hunter Robertson at Bank Oklahoma in Bruce. We'd love to earn your business and help you reach your financial goals. Come see me or call 662-983-3700. Bank Oklahoma, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Power up your convenience with the 4County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Oktibbeha County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensvilla.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9. This is Robbie Faulk, and I want to thank you for joining me for yet another episode of the show. We've had a great few months here on the show. I'm so thankful for SuperTalk for allowing me this platform to step in. Jim Ellis retiring after an incredible career, both as a radio announcer for Mississippi State and hosting a show on this exact network, and did it so well for so many years. I'm honored to be here, and I think we're going on our 3rd or 4th month here. It's been a great ride so far, and it would not be possible without our incredible sponsors. And it started from the beginning with Jess Brantley at Alpha Insurance in West Point. Jess started with me for episode 1, and he believed in me before anybody else, and I want to thank him so much for supporting this show. But that's just the kind of guy that he is, and he and his staff over there at Alpha Insurance, they're going to support you in your daily walk, in your daily avenue of this life. They support you. Life insurance, car insurance, health insurance, well, not health insurance, but you get the point. That's where you got to go. Alpha Insurance with Jess Brantley in West Point. You can find him at 36 South 4th Street, West Point, Mississippi. Call him at 662-494-4142. And get that Alpha bundle where you can get car insurance, life insurance, homeowners insurance. They bundle it all together, and you save money. I did it. You can do it. Go check out Jess Brantley today. So Mississippi State falls in this game 38-19. It honestly was not. It didn't feel that close. It really did not. It didn't feel like Mississippi State was fully in this game. I don't know what I expected. I picked Mississippi State to win this game, and it was probably an emotional pick on my part, but a lot of it went into the the whole situation with Lane Kiffin, there was so much of a distraction. I just felt like that was going to affect this Ole Miss team. And I give these guys credit. And honestly, Lane Kiffin, him as the head coach, to kind of get them off the mat and get them through the smog. I mean, I hate to give him credit because he's the guy that started this all. It was all on him that this distraction was around this team. But a team that is playing for, it's playoff hopes. I think if they lose this game, they're probably not even in the playoffs. You lose this game and then Lane Kiffin leaves, I think the committee takes them completely out. That's just my opinion. I don't know if they would have or not, but the committee has shown that they will punish a football team if something like that happens. Maybe not a head coach leaving. We haven't really seen that. But Florida State just a couple of years ago was undefeated in the regular season. They lost their starting quarterback. They were out of the playoff. Now, it wasn't a 12-team playoff, but it was a 4-team playoff, and Ole Miss at that point would be teetering inside the top 10, probably out of the top 10 at that point. I think they would have dropped them. So Ole Miss had reasons to be distracted, had a lot of pressure on them, and they came out in this game, and Mississippi State was just so bad defensively in this ball game. They didn't have a shot. You did not have a shot in this game with how bad Mississippi State was defensively. They gave up 186 yards rushing, 4.5 yards per rush, which, after what Ahmad Hardy did to them the game prior, I guess that's not just totally terrible. But 4.5 yards per rush is not what you want. And quite honestly, Keywan Lacey still ran pretty well in this game, 27 carries for 143 yards. But it kind of started on the opening possession. I mean, they just drove the ball right down Mississippi State's throats and went and scored a touchdown. Trinidad Chambliss was just picking apart this defense, 359 yards passing in this game on 23 of 34 through 4 touchdowns. Mississippi State could not guard their receivers. Outside of Kelly Jones, I don't even know if he had a target his way. And it might have been Lane Kiffin saying, let's go to everybody but Kelly Jones. Keep the ball away from him because if we turn the ball over, that's going to give them a chance in this game. And so it was straight up attack everybody but Kelly Jones. And it did not go well. Javen Williams got beat on some big plays. Diego Broomfield got beat on some big plays. Brylan Lanier got beat on some big plays. They attacked the safeties. It was just a rough day for Mississippi State's defense. And after that ball game, that is the 6th 500-yard game for a team offensively against Coleman Hutzler. In 2 years, he's had 6 games where he's given up 500 yards. That is unprecedented for Mississippi State defense. That is not Mississippi State defense. That hasn't been what Mississippi State has been about over the years. And you look at the players that Mississippi State's put in the league, in the NFL, over the last few years. When you look at Chris Jones, and you look at Fletcher Cox, Pernell McPhee, those guys on the defensive line, Montez Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons, Benardrick McKinney, Preston Smith, Jonathan Banks, the Thorpe Award winner, Darius Slay, one of the best cornerbacks in the league for the last decade, Jonathan Abram, first-round draft pick. These guys were absolute dogs at Mississippi State. If Mississippi State didn't have anything else, they had defense. The offense would sputter against Alabama and LSU, but when they left that ball game, LSU and Alabama knew they had played Mississippi State. Hear A.J. McCarron talk about it. A.J. McCarron is a national championship quarterback at Alabama. He'll tell you one of the toughest teams he played every single year was Mississippi State. And Mississippi State never had a chance to beat Alabama. But you know what? They were hard-nosed on defense. This team and these last 2 teams have not been that. And that falls on Coleman Hutzler. Mississippi State hired a first-time defensive coordinator, paid him $1 million. For the college football playoff, he was with Alabama. He wasn't even in Starkville getting ready for his work with Jeff Lebby. I think he came down for a couple of official visits, but that's a guy in his first job as a defensive coordinator, he needs to be on campus, and he was coaching linebackers for Alabama. It was a mistake, I feel like, from the beginning to hire someone like that as a first-time head coach. And now the question persists. What happens with Coleman Hutzler? That's going to be what we're watching now over the next couple of days. And his signing day today, Mississippi State's signing its class. By the way, while we're recording this, we don't have any confirmation because we haven't seen the signing class just yet. Because we are, just full disclosure, I'm recording this before signing day. But expecting one of the top safeties in the country to pick Mississippi State. Braylon Womack, Hartfield Academy. Mississippi State locked him up on Monday with a commitment, flipped him from Auburn. That's a guy Mississippi State wasn't even in the game with for most of his recruitment, and they flip him. Now, we'll see on Wednesday if they did sign him, but that is a major pickup for Mississippi State. Coming into Wednesday, felt good about Mississippi State flipping back Missouri defensive lineman 4-star Micah Nickerson from South Pike. Have heard some rumblings about a couple of other players that Mississippi State is trying to flip. So this team is working overtime to try to make a splash on signing day and get Mississippi State inside the top 25. This was a team that was in the 50s a few weeks ago in recruiting. On Monday, they were 47th in the country in recruiting. The commitment to Braylon Womack got them to 30th. So this team has the ability here to close extremely strong in the high school class and then go get transfer portal talent that's going to make this roster significantly better next year. And they currently have Stonka Burnside, the Starkville native, in the transfer portal. I'm hearing that Mississippi State's working to get him back in the folds. I don't think that is necessarily a done deal just yet. But there's so many things on that defensive side of the ball that's got to get better for Mississippi State, and I think it starts with wholesale changes. I don't think that Mississippi State gets a whole lot better defensively next year without a complete change on the defensive side of the ball. And there might be a couple of guys that you keep, but there's a lot of guys on that defensive side of the ball, coaching-wise, that aren't getting the job done. And inside the SEC, if you aren't getting the job done, you don't have a job. And that's just the business that it is. There's too much money pouring into this program. Mississippi State fans put up millions of dollars into that roster last year to get Mississippi State competitive. They still finished towards the bottom of the SEC defensively. So that's going to be the thing to watch, is what happens with Coleman Hutzler and this defensive staff. And I would not be shocked if we see some changes, maybe wholesale changes, on the defensive side of the ball from Jeff Lebby, and we could see some changes on offense. So you'll want to stay tuned. Come over to Maroon and White Daily, and we have a lot of that information and talk and rumors and things like that on our message board. True Maroon, Maroon and White Daily, Paul Jones and myself also reporting along the way. You can come check us out today, $1 for the first week. And you get access to all the other sites. You can go see all the great things that are being said at LSU and Ole Miss. If you want endless entertainment, you can go across the network and see everybody. So, lots to talk about. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we got 2 segments of high school football coming your way. The state championships coming to Davis-Wade Stadium this week. We'll have all that coming your way on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk.
When you're a Yellow Jacket, school spirit isn't just for game day, it's every day. That's why the Citizens Bank created the School Stash debit card for Starkville-Oktibbeha schools. With every transaction, select credit instead of debit, and we'll donate 5 cents to the district. It's an easy way to show your pride and support local schools with every purchase. Stop by 201 Highway 12 and get your School Stash debit card today. The Citizens Bank, in your corner every day. Member FDIC.
Looking to complete those tough jobs and don't have the right equipment? Let H&R AgriPower in Columbus help you out. We now offer Kubota's mini excavators, track loaders, and L-Series tractors available for rent. You can also rent attachments like our cutter heads, grapples, post hole diggers, and more. Give H&R AgriPower a call for daily, weekly, and monthly rental rates. Stop by your hometown dealer today. Visit us at our new location, located at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus.
Fork County Electric Power Association has spent more than 85 years working to improve the quality of life of all we touch. And that's why we created the Fork County Foundation. Thanks to the generosity of Fork County member owners, the foundation has awarded more than $2.5 million to organizations that support the communities we serve. If you have a 501c3 organization that helps improve the lives of Fork County members, visit forkcounty.org and see if the Fork County Foundation can help you.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Find a friend in the banking business at Bank Oklahoma and take that friend with you using Bank Oklahoma mobile banking. Manage your accounts, make deposits, payments, and transfers anywhere and anytime. Bank Oklahoma offers small town feel with big city convenience and the personalized attention you deserve. I'm Joy Faulkner at Bank Oklahoma. Better together, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk.fm and SuperTalk 100.9, the Golden Triangle, right here in Starkville, Mississippi, where the state championships will be taking place beginning on Thursday afternoon. You guys are going to come over to Davis Wade Stadium for that, and we're going to break down a lot of that coming your way. But first, I wanted to talk about Matheson Hardware. If you're coming down Highway 55 from Jackson or wherever you're coming from this week and coming down 82, coming to Starkville to the state championships, stop in at Matheson Hardware on the way. You're going to come to the four-way stop on 82 and take a right. If you're coming from the 55 area or anywhere off of 82 coming up to Starkville, take a right, and right down the street there on the left will be Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. You go in, you'll have a smile on your face because it's that local business, that local hardware store feel in there. Such a great building. It's been around for over 100 years and has housed so many memories over the years and so many great days for people that are doing projects and building houses and all that stuff. You can go in there and find a great local hardware store right there. It has just about everything that you can get at some of these big box stores. So go check them out today. They're open during the week, Monday through Friday. You can go check them out from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, 7 a.m. to noon. They're closed on Sundays. But go find them on 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or you can call them at 662-263-4583. And remember, they'll deliver to your job site. So call them today at Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. State championships are on the way on Thursday. You'll have the 1A game at 4 o'clock, 5A game at 7:30, and on Friday, 4A, Columbia and Kosciuszko, 4 p.m., 6A at 7:30. Saturday is a 3-game day with 3A at noon, 2A at 3:30, and 7A at 7. I'll break down some of these matchups in the next segment. But first, I wanted to talk about the game I went to. I always like to talk about the game I went to on Friday night. So I had, obviously, the Egg Bowl to cover, 11 a.m. Egg Bowl on a Friday. Bookended football games on Friday. I covered that game, finished up my writing, went down the road and covered East Webster and Kemper County. This is the second matchup between these two teams who were in the same division. Earlier in the year, first division game for East Webster, the Wolverines beat Kemper County 49-20. And, that was a impressive win at the time. Kemper County has running back Demarius Yates, who's committed to Ole Miss, a top 10 player in the state, 4-star running back, really talented kid. And, after that, East Webster just rolled everyone in their division. And in the previous 6 games, East Webster had just dominated everyone They beat Holly Springs 48-0, beat Velma Jackson 35-0, 26-0 over Eupora, 53-0 over Leland in the first round of the playoffs, 57-0 over Myrtle in the second round. Went to Charleston and beat the three-time North State champs 61-40 on the road. So it was looking like this was going to be possibly another dominant game. But Kemper County brought it. And Kemper County might have played the toughest schedule in 2A this year. They played an absolute gauntlet of a schedule, and they brought it, man. This was a great ball game. It was 21-14, East Webster coming out on top, but it was a very, very good ball game, and East Webster just toughed it out. It was the defense that won them the ball game. They went and got an interception on the last drive to seal it. But this was just a fantastic game by the Wolverines, and they clinched the state championship. 13 consecutive wins. They're now 13-1 on the season and have just been flat dominant. They've outscored their opponents 556-144, and they advanced to the first state championship since 2015. Right now I want to go to my interview with Ron Price, the head coach at East Webster, booking his first ever state championship trip. He's been there for 9 seasons, and he finally gets a state title appearance coming this week. Here's Ron Price with his thoughts on the game.
I'm here with Ron Price, head coach of the East Webster Wolverines. You guys have been taking care of business every single week. This was a lot different ball game than the first one y'all had against Kemper County, and I'm sure you knew it would be. It was a blowout the first time y'all played. This was a defensive battle most of the way, and your guys found a way, 21-14, and you're going to state. I mean, just how do you describe this feeling for you and your guys?
I'm so thankful for our football team, our coaches, man. We knew tonight would be a 48-minute battle. We talked earlier in the week. It's hard to beat anybody twice in one season. Give Kemper County's coaches credit. Give Kemper County's players credit. They laid everything on the line tonight. We told our kids all week, they want exactly what we want. They want a chance to play for a state championship. Those kids played a very difficult schedule this year. They got back for a rematch with us tonight, exactly what they wanted, and they played as hard as they could for 48 minutes. But give it to the East Webster Wolverines, just like they have all year. They found a way to make plays when needed the most. We struggled offensively tonight, but when we needed a touchdown, we got a touchdown. Defense came up with some big-time interceptions, some big-time stops. It was a 48-minute battle, 2 teams wanting the same exact thing. Thank the good Lord above that the Wolverines came out on top.
When you look at your 2-quarterback system, it's been working all year. We talked about that a lot, about how it don't work for everybody. And a lot of people say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1 quarterback. But both guys made plays today. Cooper gets a big touchdown pass there to LaKendrick, and then Cross. That last possession, y'all didn't score a touchdown, but Cross converted 2 big third downs to roll the clock some more. What can you say about your 2 quarterbacks to give you a shot the way they have all year?
I can't put into words, man, just how good both of them have been. I think they've developed a great friendship this year. Again, they are winners. They want us to be successful. Both of them are on the sideline all night tonight, coaching each other up, telling each other what they think is there, communicating with each other. Again, when plays were needed to be made, Cooper made some big plays, Cross made some big plays. Just can't brag on those 2 enough. And for them to make it work the way that they have, and for us to be in a position to win a state championship, is a special thing, because a lot of things like that don't ever happen.
When you came here, the culture was very good here, and they went to a state championship a couple years prior. This is the first one I've gotten since then, but it seems like you've just kind of been checking boxes every year. You've been getting over humps. You beat Calhoun City for the first time in a while a few years ago. You win district. You go in 3A and you win a bunch of ball games. This is another box you get to check off, winning North State and having a chance to go play for a state title. I mean, what can you say about what you've been able to build here? Like I said, culture already strong, but you've built it kind of your way.
That was my biggest fear taking this job, is they had so much success. But I wanted to be here because not only were they good in football, they were good in everything. They were winning state championships in every sport. They had come up short in football. We're the only sport, I believe, at the school that's not won a state championship. It's been 9 long years. We have worked hard. We've been close. We're 1 game away. We're 48 minutes now from giving East Webster a football state championship. And just to put in those hours and those work and this coaching staff. We've got the best coaching staff, I believe, in all of the state of Mississippi. These guys work so hard. But just the time and effort that goes into this, nobody has any idea. And for this team to get to experience a state championship opportunity next Saturday is a dream come true for myself.
You've won 13 straight games, and you guys have been strong in all of them. But what's it going to take to get that one more to bring home a championship, something y'all haven't done here?
I assume Heidelberg won tonight.
That's what I think, but I hadn't seen an update.
We know what's waiting on us. Those guys have been crowned state champions since June. Everybody said 2A was theirs, and it may be, but for 48 minutes next week, they're going to have to battle the East Webster Wolverines. These kids have given us everything that we've asked them to do. We had some injuries tonight. Some other men stepped up and made plays for us. I just hope and pray that next Saturday for 48 minutes, the Oilers will know that they're in a battle with the East Webster Wolverines. And all we got to do, man, is beat them one time. We don't have to beat them 10. We just got to go find a way to beat them next Saturday by 1 point, and hopefully these kids can find a way to do that.
All right, that was Coach Ryan Price, such a great guy. He's done an incredible job there at East Webster, one of the best coaches they've ever had. And he now gets a chance to play for a state title. Heidelberg on the way. This is the defending state champs of Heidelberg. They've been flat-out dominant all year long. This is going to be a monster matchup. We're going to talk about that matchup and the rest of them at the state championships coming your way here shortly. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Bank Oklahoma is committed to the communities we serve. We offer the small town feel with big city convenience and give you the personalized attention you deserve. Come see me, Gene Childs, Community Bank President in Houston and Manatee. We have locations in Aberdeen, Bruce, Houston, Manatee, Okolona, and Tupelo. Bank Oklahoma, where we are better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Landowners, are you ready to turn your timber into real value? At Good Hope Land and Timber, we specialize in helping landowners like you make smart, sustainable decisions. Whether you're planting a final harvest, thinning a stand, development thinning, or managing your forest long term, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. We're trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and follow best management practices to protect your land and maximize your return. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to complete those tough jobs and don't have the right equipment? Let H&R AgriPower in Columbus help you out. We now offer Kubota's mini excavators, track loaders, and L-Series tractors available for rent. You can also rent attachments like our cutter heads, grapples, post hole diggers, and more. Give H&R AgriPower a call for daily, weekly, and monthly rental rates. Stop by your hometown dealer today. Visit us at our new location, located at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Oktibbeha County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensvilla.com, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9. We're back for the Starkville Daily Whip Around as we talk some high school football in the state championships coming your way starting Thursday in Starkville, Mississippi. It's been a while since Starkville has hosted the state title, but they're back. All 7 games will be inside Davis Wade Stadium beginning on Thursday. It's a 3-day event, 1 through 7A, all playing their games right here. And we have some teams around the area that are going to come right down the road that are going to get a chance to play in the stadium in front of some big crowds. should be a lot of fun. I think the last state championship in Starkville was maybe 2016. I think that was right. I was there. I can't remember if it was 16 or 17. I think it was 16. And that was a rainy weekend. I think there's some rain in the forecast again this weekend too. So we'll monitor that. But it's going to be a great weekend in Starkville for sure. This is good for Starkville. The local economy, really good opportunity for the city of Starkville to reel in some money for one extra weekend with the season coming to a close. And it was a pretty good year for Starkville, I think, with football season and all. I thought the attendance was pretty strong this year for Mississippi State after the last couple of years was rough. So it was good to see a lot of people in town. This will be good again as well. So this thing's kicking off on Thursday with the 1A game at 4 p.m. Simmons versus Calhoun City. And very intriguing ball game to start this thing. And this is going to be at 4 o'clock on Thursday inside Davis-Wade Stadium. Simmons has been a regular in the state championship. This is a team is obviously a very proud program over in the Delta. And they're back. They've been in this game a lot in Class 1A over the years. I was going to pull up their history here. They won 3 straight state championships, 2015 through 17. That had become kind of a dynasty in 1A. But they've been kind of working their way back. Last year they lost to Baldwin in the state title game by 1. They lost in 2021 in the state championship. They lost in 2018 when Nanawoya had kind of ended that dynasty because they had been to 4 straight state championships and Nanawoya put them out. They've lost their last couple of games here. So this is a chance to kind of get back on track if you're Simmons. But they got to do it against a Calhoun City team that's been the best team in 1A this year. Calhoun City, obviously, people know that's been a 2A powerhouse over the years in the North. But at the same time, this Calhoun City team has been one of those teams that has been really good in the North but hasn't been able to really get over that hump a lot. They did win a state championship back in 2016, and they had one in 89 too. But it's been a team that's just dominated their division every year. They've been a great program in 2A, but they just have not been able to string these championship games along. And part of that is they're going up against other powerhouses in 2A when they get to either the state championship or in North State. This year's team has been so dominant. It's just I think Simmons is a really good team, and they're undefeated, like I said, but Calhoun City just looks like a different kind of monster. And M.D. Jennings has done a great job there. Former NFL player. He's kind of continued their they haven't been as dominant, but he's continued the consistency there of winning. So they come in this ball game, and I mean they've blown out 3A Aberdeen. They beat 3A Winona, who played for North State Championship last week. Senatobia, who was one of the best 4A teams in the North this year, they beat Calhoun City 17-14. That was a 4A versus a 1A. So this team has just kind of, and in 1A especially, has dominated everybody. They beat Biggersville last year, who's been outstanding. They beat them 36-14 last week. So this is a very interesting game, but I like Calhoun City in this game to win their first state title since 16, so we'll see about that. Also on Thursday, West Point and Brookhaven. I had a TikTok the other day, who is going to beat West Point? And this is the last opportunity here. This is the 10th straight state championship for West Point. Never been done in the state of Mississippi, and now they're just adding on to it. They're 13-0 this year. The last few games have been kind of just ho-hum. They beat Vicksburg 42-19. They beat Pontotoc 37-0. They beat Holmes County Central 20-6. Holmes County Central was they were talented enough to win that game, but that game was kind of a stranglehold by West Point. They won by 14 points, but it never really felt like Holmes was in the game, was really in the game. So West Point now 13-0. Can they win another state title? Brookhaven's a really good team. Brookhaven is 11-2 on the year, and they come into this ball game having been really hot down the stretch. They lost 2 games early on in the season, and now they've kind of rolled here. And in the last few weeks especially have been really dominant. I mean, they dominated Laurel and Wayne County in back-to-back weeks in the playoffs and Northeast Jones. And this has been a team that's been one of those contenders in the South. Brookhaven, Laurel, Wayne County, those teams have been regulars competing for state championships. West Jones, that's been a really good program for a long time at Brookhaven. So this will be a good shot. It's the best team in the North and the best team in the South, I feel like. I feel like these are clearly the best 2 teams in the state of Mississippi in 5A. Sometimes you have 2 of the best teams in the North, and, the South's pretty weak. I think this is truly a number 1 versus number 2 matchup in 5A. And West Point has a chance to prove they are the best team in the state with this win. You win this ball game, you're 14-0. The only team that could argue that they're in that same realm as Tupelo, and you beat them. So at that point, West Point would be the unquestioned best team in the state, and they have a chance to go undefeated and win yet another title and get some more distance on being the best program in the state of Mississippi with the most state championships. This run has just been unprecedented for West Point. It's unbelievable. Moving over to Friday, 2 really good ball games again here. Class 4A, Columbia versus Kosciuszko. Sneaky good game here. 4 p.m. Kosciuszko's lost 1 game this year. It came to Louisville. They go to Louisville last Friday night. They knock off the 3-time defending North State champions of Louisville. Amazing win for Casey Orr and company to get Kosciuszko in the state championship. This has been not really a Cinderella story because this team is really good, but not many people were talking about Kosciuszko coming in the season. It was Louisville or bust in the North. And the Whippets have come out of there. They could have beaten Louisville the first time they played. I thought Louisville was fortunate to win that game. They could have won that game. They did this time. And I thought Zayden Jernigan, the star running back, he went down with an injury in the first quarter, and that really took the wind out of the sails of Louisville. And Kosciuszko's defense is so good, you couldn't have something like that happen because the defense just dominated from there. I mean, they could not run the football at all. Kosciuszko's got a really, really good defense. They have a really young and exciting quarterback, too. And this is going to be a great game. Columbia has been fantastic this year with Coach Bilderbeck being back at Columbia. They're undefeated. This is a great game. I'm intrigued to see who comes out of this. I think Columbia is probably the favorite in this game, but do not count out Kosciuszko. In 6A, Hattiesburg is back. Tony Vance moved on, no problem. Hattiesburg is back in the state championship for 6A, going up against former Bulldogs safety Josh Morgan and Warren Central. And how about Warren Central, the year that they're having? That's going to be an exciting game at 7:30 on Friday night. And 3A, Raleigh and Knoxville County, a rematch from 3 years ago when these two teams played. Suntarine Perkins and Camario Taylor went head-to-head when Camario was just a junior or a sophomore in an unbelievable ball game. Neither of those guys are on this team, but these are 2 great programs going head-to-head. Knoxville, Teddy Young's back for the 4th year in a row. Can he finally get over the hump and get a win here? That's at noon on Saturday. This is a great Saturday slate coming up. And 2A is Heidelberg versus East Webster. We talked a little bit about that last segment. The East Webster Wolverines going up against the Oilers. They're going to be underdogs in this game, but I'm telling you, do not count out the Wolverines. They got the defense. They got the offensive playmakers, but this Heidelberg team is loaded. And that game coming up at 3:30 on Saturday. Should be fun. I'll be on the call for that on 107.1. I'll also be on the call for Raleigh and Noxubee County, so you'll have me from noon until later that evening if you guys want to turn on 107.1, the Refuge in Louisville, to check out those two games. And then this thing closes out. Saturday night, Gulfport versus Tupelo. Really excited about this game between these two teams. Tupelo, the most talented team in the state. They beat Oxford last week to get the North, and they're trying to repeat as state champions. It's a team that only won one state title prior to last year, and they can have back-to-back here if they win this ballgame against a Gulfport team that has been flying under the radar up here because they're down south. That's a really good team. That's at 7 p.m. on Saturday night. I'm really excited about all these games, so make sure you are following the games, and if you're around Starkville, come to Starkville and come see them play, because there's nothing like it. This is such an exciting state for high school football, and it's going to be fun to watch. All right, guys, we're going to take another break, and when we get back, we'll close this thing down. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Bank Oklahoma is committed to the communities we serve. We offer the small town feel with big city convenience and give you the personalized attention you deserve. Come see me, Gene Childs, Community Bank President in Houston and Manatee. We have locations in Aberdeen, Bruce, Houston, Manatee, Oklahoma, and Tupelo. Bank Oklahoma, where we are better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking to complete those tough jobs and don't have the right equipment? Let H&R AgriPower in Columbus help you out. We now offer Kubota's mini excavators, track loaders, and L-Series tractors available for rent. You can also rent attachments like our cutter heads, grapples, post hole diggers, and more. Give H&R AgriPower a call for daily, weekly, and monthly rental rates. Stop by your hometown dealer today. Visit us at our new location, located at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus.
Power up your convenience with the 4-County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4-County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to get the most out of your land? Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all, safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9 in the Golden Triangle, supertalk.fm, and the SuperTalk app. Thank you guys for joining us on this show once again. We've had a great show here. And talked a lot about Mississippi State, some of the things that Jeff Lebby and Coleman Hutzler, what are they doing with Coleman Hutzler? Is he going to return for another season? I really think that there's going to be a lot of change with this team going into year 3 for Jeff Lebby. I think we've seen a lot of good progress from Mississippi State, but we saw in the Egg Bowl how far Mississippi State is from being like a playoff contender. You know, this year they let some games slip, but that was because they're just not ready. They're not ready for their moment, and a lot of that is Jeff Lebby learning to be a head coach. And learning to be a head coach, you have to realize some mistakes that you've made along the way. And right now, I think a major mistake that was made is this defensive staff. The staff has not shown the ability to get the players ready, to develop them to the point where they're making a huge jump. We saw it a little bit early, but then it faded. And that's a problem. I think the scheme has been bad for Mississippi State. They have not recruited well enough. It's just been bad for Mississippi State on defense, and it's hard to imagine a staff being retained after back-to-back seasons like that in the SEC. And for Jeff Lebby, who's going into a season where he's probably going to be on the hot seat this year, it's imperative for him to do whatever he has to do to make Mississippi State the best that it can be going into the season. And that also includes finishing strong here on signing day, signing a class that you feel like is a building block. And I think that's kind of what they're doing with this class. I think they're going to go out and get impact players in the transfer portal, or that's the plan at least. And then the building blocks of the high school classes is what they're wanting right here. They got a lot of guys that have a lot of potential. I don't see a ton of guys in this class that are major impact players right away, but I can see some tools that they can work with to make these players really good players 2 or 3 years down the road. And I think I think you can still have that in this era. I don't think you have to change your roster every single year and just be transfer portal heavy. I think what Jeff Lebby ultimately wants to do is have a good, solid foundation where guys are developing and getting better and they're retaining that talent, and then they're piecing together the rest of the roster with the transfer portal. I think that's the ideal thing for Mississippi State in this era. And they have the means to compete financially to get players here. But it's going to be on Jeff Lebby to convince those players to come to Mississippi State and play for the Bulldogs. Can he do that? We will find out over the next month or so. A lot of stuff happening. The coaching carousel was nuts on Sunday. Auburn, Florida, Ole Miss, and LSU all got new coaches. Kentucky fired their coach, Mark Stoops, and hired a new one on Monday. The SEC, half of the SEC is going to be new coaches next year. This is an opportunity, actually, for Mississippi State. They actually have something stable here. So we'll see what they can do with it. Can Jeff Lebby and company get back on track? We'll see. Big week ahead, big weekend in Starkville, Mississippi. Come to Starkville. Come check out the state championship games. Come watch these teams. Some great teams, great players, great coaches, all right here in Stark Vegas, Mississippi. 1A through 7A will be playing their games for state championship inside Davis-Wade Stadium. So I think that if you're a fan of high school football, if you're a fan of football in general, and you're in the state of Mississippi, you need to come up to Starkville and check it out. I'm really excited about it. I'll have 3 games on the radio. I'm doing some color with a 107.9 WFCA for the Calhoun City game, and then, of course, I'll be doing Noxubee County and Raleigh and East Webster Heidelberg back-to-back games on Saturday on 107.1 in Louisville, so make sure you're tuned in on those 2 stations. All right, folks, thank you so much for being a part of this show once again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you guys go into the weekend refreshed and have a good time. Appreciate you guys. This has been Robbie Faulk. This has been Talkin Dawgs, and I will catch you down the road.
You've been listening to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
Mississippi State with a victory here.
Listen each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on SuperTalk 100.9.
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get by. Said I'm gonna try it with them too hard.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.